Got him. Pulled into a little calmer area and found some nice fish. If we can catch one big walleye here, that would make my day. Everywhere I go, you either find the fish in 40, 50 feet in the middle of nowhere, or you can find them 20 to 30 at the base of a hard bottom structure. Don't know if you saw that or not. He's making his way down that slope, down to the base of the hard bottom structure. What is up, fisher people? It's September the 1st, actually. So let's set the stage here for what's going on a little bit. We had been getting into that situation where a lot of fish were going quite deep in some parts of the lake. Other parts, not so much. Some areas you could find fish, 25 to 35 feet. And then certain areas, there was a lot of fish in that 40 to 50 range. However, the few fish that you could still find in more reasonable depths are pretty much following that sort of typical late summer pattern of relating really tight to the bases of hard bottom structure. Those hard to soft transitions, that sort of thing. A really hard break line, a shelf, a point, a hump. They'd be bunched up real tight right at the base of that hard bottom. And in those cases, they might bunch up at 25, they might bunch up in 30, 35, whatever it is, wherever the base of that structure is. But the fish not doing that, we're just kind of bleeding out into the abyss where a lot of the smelt is. So we're going to talk a little bit about late summer walleye patterns. I don't feel like we're into a fall transition sort of thing yet. Like we're not getting a lot of scattered fish. That kind of bleeding into the abyss thing is kind of the early stage of that, but a lot of times they'll scatter out when you get into that summer fall transition. I'm not seeing scattered fish. When you find fish, you can usually find quite a few of them. But I'm also just excited that there's not any wind today. There's going to be a nice gentle breeze. It's been so freaking windy lately. It's been unreal. So I took a couple of days off to install a new Gen 4 Helix unit. So I got the Gen 4 technology, which is cool. And then yesterday I did try to go out and fish a little bit. It was blowing 24 or 5 mile an hour with some higher gusts, and I was trying to stay out of the wind. It's too windy. I caught 2 decent walleyes in spots where I could go. Pulled into a little calmer area and found some nice fish sitting out on the Mega Live and threw the old finisher. Sorry I'm up in the front of the boat here, but I think it's a nice one. I wish I had it closer to you. That's the way it goes sometimes, though. That is a dandy walleye. Whew. That thing popped it real quick. That was up in, God, I don't know, 22 feet. Maybe this will end up being a video of catching walleyes on the Berkeley finisher. I don't know. I was just kind of working it like a twitch bait down there instead of ripping it so much. Hunted it, and next thing I knew, I went to twitch it and I didn't feel any weight. Oh, in the middle of nowhere in the back of this bay. Dead stick in a crawler, 24 feet. Can't say there's likely to be a lot of these back here. But we're out of the wind. Today is what I would refer to as stupid windy. But what I was basically trying to do, and what I think I'm going to try to do today, is just target the fish that are in some of the shallower water, so we don't have to worry about the barotrauma as much. And it's also been a struggle to find bigger, nicer fish lately. There's been a lot of 13, 14, 15 inches, especially when you're pulling bouncers. Like the bouncer bite has been really good. We've been catching a lot of numbers of fish. But especially if you're in deeper water, when you can't be selective, it's been hard to get nicer ones. So trying to find something I can do, because I can get those fish in 25, 30 feet that look nice on the Mega Live or something to chase a lot of things, but I can't get them to bite a lot of things. So I have a drop shot rigged up here. I have a slip bobber along. I got jigging wraps. I got a Berkeley finisher. I was going to use my Mega Live a little more today, but I forgot to charge it last night, so I don't know how much juice I have. I'm going to try to catch them out first, and then if I need to turn it on, I'll bring out the Mega Live, try to find just nicer marks and see what I can throw at them to get them to react. So far, this drop shot doesn't seem to be doing anything here. And if we need to pull bouncers, we need to pull bouncers. We'll catch some fish doing something. But I'm going to be looking for those nice hard bottom to soft transitions. We got a nice steep contour that flattens out at the base. That's the sort of stuff the fish are hanging on. We just got to get them to bite. Morning. Thank you. This one's not so good so far. I haven't caught any fish. I haven't been up here for probably 10 days, so I just wanted to look around at a bunch of stuff. So I didn't start fishing until like 10 minutes ago, but either way, still not very good. Well, you got fish under your boat. If that makes you feel better or worse, I don't know. I got fish playing with my drop shot. Moved a couple of times already. A lot of the same stuff. I can find fish in 30 feet of water. Get them to look a little bit. Don't get them to bite. So we're just going to keep moving around as long as I think we need to, until we decide maybe to throw some bottom bouncers or something. I don't know. I don't know if I can even get to that fish. Didn't get skunked. One of them took the drop shot. Not very big. Not quite what we're looking for. Give it back. Give it back. Fish appear to have lockjaw. I've been around a lot of people trolling bottom bouncers that haven't caught fish, so I don't know if I'm going to bother with that. I don't know if there's anything I could do differently. I just keep moving spots, finding fish, throwing stuff at them. Not a lot of reaction. Well, not a lot of biting. Hey, look. Got a little reaction from one casting the drop shot on top of him. But he hasn't bit it. It looks like there's two of them looking at it now. Just bite it already. Now there's three of them looking at it. Oh, there's a bite. Oh, he dropped it, let it go. Got him. I did have another little bite on the drop shot that came off. Jeez, crime. That was not the one I initially threw at. The initial mark was a little bigger than that. At least I hope so. That's the only thing I'm really getting a chance at catching fish on today. So far. Banner day. I kind of figured it was going to be a bit of a grind. Finally got a taker on the jigging wrap on a new spot. I saw a fish out at 70 feet. Threw it, and as soon as it hit the bottom, there's a fish on there. He pinned it on the way down. It's only a 13-incher, but that's sadly an upgrade. Whew. I say 3 in the box, but it's not really 3 in the box. 3 caught. Nothing I would keep. He's just not windy. Next cast, I got a bigger one. This is our first decent specimen of the day. I have not had a net handy because I haven't needed one. I should get this net because this is much bigger. I'm probably not going to be able to get a whole lot of this on camera. I got a lot going on here. He looks, well, he's going to go over here maybe. He goes over here, that's helpful. He's going to play along today. Boy, this fish is just doing whatever it wants. I definitely just kind of pulled into one. It was heavy as soon as I ripped, so he either pinned it or I snagged him. I'm just using a number 5 jigging wrap too. I got a small one. I don't know why I thought that would be a good idea, but we had some luck with that a couple weeks ago. when they wouldn't take anything else. If we can catch one big walleye here, that would make my day. Then the rest of it is whatever. It feels really funny. I got some tail rub. It could be a catfish. Could be a catfish. Thanks to Craig and his extra long butt of his rod to let me put it right under my armpit. It is a catfish. And a snagged catfish at that. That's a bummer. That's how I feel. Wah, wah. Well, bummer. Well, I've had lunch now, so that should be a good thing. I got what looks like a, eater walleye in 28 feet of water on the graph. Staring at my dead stick, or my drop shot. The only reason I stopped at this spot was because when I was graphing it, I saw what looked like one big walleye on side imaging. Since I should have taken a screenshot of it. My bad. I was like, if there's any chance I can chase down that one fish somewhere. Now I saw a little fish here, trying to catch it. I'll swing this around. There's just a nice little rock pile over there, and it looked like one big fish in the mix. Could be a carp, but there's so much definition on that Gen 4. It's like, whoa, that looks like monster walleye stuff. 40 feet. Where are we about here? Didn't notice a reaction. Don't know if I threw it that close. Looks like a nice mark. 40 feet from the transducer. This is difficult. Show up. Or at least show me the fish moving around or something like. Huh. I kind of think that's the fish I saw though. There's another big one up further, but I doubt that's what I'm looking for. Maybe I tried anyway. 80 feet. Guess. Could there be a big walleye up there in 10 foot of water in those rocks right now? I don't know. Could be one. I am getting the sense though that a lot of the fish I want to catch are 40 to 50, 60 feet of water. Just based on the mark size of the ones I've seen, 30 and less, and what we've caught 30 and less. I think our monsters and our mid-size eaters are very deep right now. What is this? What do we got here? That was fun. It is a walleye. It's not a giant one, but it's the best one of the day. That was crazy. He's up shallow. Maybe not all the fish we want are out deep. He would have been in 20 feet probably. And I've had some luck lately. Like, I think a lot of those fish, like I said, are in 40, 50, 60 feet. And then when I get into that 20, 25 foot range, the ones that I do see, though far and few between, look like some decent fish as well. And that those fish that I caught yesterday, like, I don't know, that's 16 inches or whatever. That fish that I caught yesterday, that 20 incher, was in like 22, 23 feet of water. So I think there are some out there. And I do think that when you catch one in that depth, they're decent fish, but there's not very many and they don't bite very good. Don't know if he saw that or not. He's making his way down that slope, down to the base of the hard bottom structure. Our first catch of a fish that we would have kept no matter what day it is. Positive thing. Sometimes the dog days of summer are real. I believe this is now the 12th spot that I've fished today. That was a quick bite. Bugger. I have not had more than one fish on any given spot. But everywhere I go, you either find the fish in 40, 50 feet in the middle of nowhere, or you can find them in 20 to 30 at the base of a hard bottom structure. That is where to find the fish, my friends. If you can do better at catching them, be my guest. I believe I have 2 on a drop shot, 2 on a jigging Wrap, none on the Berkeley finisher, none on anything else that I've tried. Haven't tried bottom bouncers yet. I do enough of that. And I've watched, being Labor Day weekend, I have watched several boats on a number of different spots pulling bottom bouncers and have not yet seen a single fish catch. The nicest fish has been on a jigging Wrap. That's about a 16-incher. The second nicest was a jigging Wrap, about a 13-incher. The 2 in the drop shot have been 10 or 11, give or take. I think we're now at the stage where we need a little bit of a cool down. Or maybe just having some of that wind finally settle down. That probably has stirred a lot of things up. One of my salmon guide friends was telling me that for all that wind, the water temp was 68 degrees all the way down to 100 feet. So that mixed some things up. Oh, the Mega Live died. So we're old school. Old school GPS, sonar down imaging, side imaging, spot lock, you know, old school. Bare bones. All right, we need a lucky spot to salvage the day a little bit, which is often the case this time of year. You just got to find one of those spots where the fish happen to be a little active. If we could catch 3 or 4 fish on one spot here in the afternoon, that would, in my opinion, be considered a salvager. Will I pull bottom bouncers to do it? If I were guiding, yes, that's what I would be doing. I do know where fish are, and when I can see consistent lines of fish on a spot, certainly I would troll it if necessary. If for no other reason than just getting through more fish to find the one that wants to bite. I don't know if the presentation itself is better or if it's just getting through more. What are these guys? Are they gonna wave? No. Bunch of jerks. Oh! I had a bump. He nipped it. All right, we better troll a bottom bouncer for 20 minutes and see what happens. We got fish here. I gotta know. I'll probably still cast a jigging Wrap while I'm doing it though. Can't help myself. I can't help myself. Anybody know the rest of the words? Make sure it's on the bottom. That's what they do. Oh, I had a bite already. You probably just ripped that night crawler off. Just gotta get it on the bottom. Get it bottom bouncing. Here's another bite. So they will bite bottom bouncers, it seems. They must be fairly small. Oh, dang it. Lost one on the jigging. Maybe you just gotta move, period. Bottom bouncer, jigging Wrap don't matter. I'm guessing that crawler's gone. Oh, no. It's not gone. Crawler's still intact because the fish bit. Well, I guess that's all we gotta do. We just troll bottom bouncers. Nothing's changed. I don't want to lose my jigging Wrap rod in the water here. He's not super tiny. Don't lose the jigging Wrap rod in the process. Right in the snooter. 15. Sometimes the boat just needs to be moving. Sometimes I just feel like trolling bottom bouncers in a video is so boring. So is not catching fish, right? This one just crushed it. I don't know if it's a... Yeah, it feels like a little better fish. Just smoked it after I casted a jigging Wrap. Okay, bottom bouncers it is. I get the point. It's kind of slowing down his fight here a little bit. Huh. He's just hooked in the side a little bit. That's why. He tried to eat. He got half of the crawler in the process. And then got wrapped up in a bad game. Hooked up with another little one, I think. Hence another reason I didn't want to pull bottom bounces. Did I mention that? Did I mention I've been catching a lot of little ones on these? Got my crawler. Maybe. Got it. Well, bottom bouncers are still the best bite in town, that's for sure. Sad as I am to say it. If you just want to get fish in the boat, on Lake Sakakawea right now, just pull some bouncers. Whether or not they are the ones you're looking for, that's a whole different story. Gorgeous day though.